Hey everyone, greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations!
Welcome back to the Graybeard Biker YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that often sparks heated debates in the motorcycle community: safety gear. It's a response to a subscriber or to a subscriber's comment on our defensive driving series for motorcycles. On today's Graybeard Biker. Alrighty, hello again. I have a series building on defensive driving tips for motorcycles. The first episode was titled Don't Die on Your Motorcycle. And after it was released here on YouTube, I got quite a few comments on a particular subject: safety gear. People wanting me to include safety gear as one of the top 10 points, or people disappointed that I wasn't riding in full armor while teaching. So I wanted to take a minute and tell you why it's not there, and why I don't don the stormtrooper outfit myself. Simply put, in my mind, safety gear can't be a defensive driving tip, because defensive driving refers to a skill, and gear is just something that you buy, not something that you learn. Even choosing to wear it is not a skill. It's an action, making the choice and wearing it. But it's not a skill. Let's break it down. First off, proactive defensive driving is all about using skills that you've developed and then actively decided to use while you're on the road. Proactive meaning that it's not reactive. It's checking your blind spots, scanning for hazards, anticipating the moves of drivers that are around you, and knowing how to handle your bike in any situation before you get into that particular situation. And that takes practice, awareness, and a sharp mindset. Safety gear, on the other hand, is just equipment. Sure, it can reduce the severity of injuries in an accident, but it's not going to prevent an accident. That's why I say that safety gear is not a substitute for skill. But can skill be a substitute for gear? Here's the thing about gear. Every rider has the right to choose what's best for them. For some, it's, full head-to-toe protection, leathers, gloves, boots, padded race suit, the works. For others, it might just be a helmet and boots. And let's not forget, in some states, you don't have a choice when it comes to helmets. Now, laws vary. In places like Georgia, helmets are required. But in Florida, South Carolina, they are not. And in those and many other states, the decision is entirely up to you as the rider. The government isn't trying to make that decision for you. The government in those states believe that you, the rider, should use your own judgment based on your level of skill, the riding conditions that you're in, and many other circumstances. And I know quite a few people that choose not to wear their lid when in other states, simply because their own state has taken that choice from them. And it's a point of contention. That's a subject that I'll tackle in a future video: helmet laws, because there's three sides to every story. But that's not today. Today, we're going to talk about whether safety gear should be a top 10 tip for defensive driving. And I don't think it should. We'll also talk about what you need to weigh when making your decision as to what safety gear to use. But that's not today. Look, I get it. There's a lot of pressure being given within the riding community. Some people will tell you you're not a real biker unless you wear this, or you're irresponsible if you don't wear that. But at the end of the day, it's your ride, your life, and your decision. Safety gear is a personal choice, and nobody should shame you for what you decide to wear or not wear.
What might be right for you may not be right for some.
That being said, Crocs and flip flops,
Damn, dog, those are nice.
for me, I believe in a rider's right to choose, and I recommend you choose your gear based on the ride, road conditions, weathers, laws, and many other factors. A popular saying among safety gear enthusiasts is dress for the slide, not the ride. I think that's a cop out. Cop out may not be the right term, but it's definitely defeatist. It's a defeatist attitude. Safety gear is not a substitute for skill. And if you have skill, you shouldn't prepare to wreck your bike. You should be comfortable in your abilities and then dress accordingly. And again, there are factors that weigh in on those decisions. For example, I only wear a full face helmet in the cold or wet weather. Ever since I learned that cops had half shell helmets and that they were much more comfortable and better looking than the jet helmet style we had growing up. On long highway runs, you might decide to wear an armored jacket and chaps. But for a short ride to grab coffee, you may decide, maybe you'll just wear a leather vest to protect your core and then some jeans. Does that make you any less of a defensive rider? Absolutely not. Skills and awareness are what keep you safe, not the gear that you have on. The gear will protect you if you aren't safe. Now, the biggest argument for full safety protection generally comes from sport bike riders. And if you look at how they tend to ride, it makes perfect sense. Whereas Harley riders and cruiser bikes generally don't ride that way. If I liked going 150 miles per hour, lane splitting, and taking curves super fast, I would definitely decide to wear a full racing suit as well. But I don't care anything about that. I ride to relax, enjoy the wind and the outdoors. So our needs and situations are completely different in that regard. Is it a risk? Sure. Riding a motorcycle is a risky activity. Walking outside your front door is also a risky activity. And when you get to be older, the idea of your life ending isn't as scary as it was when you were young. So it's all about weighing that risk against your experience, your skill, the situations of the road, basically all the things that you need to think about as a responsible rider. One thing I will say, respect goes both ways. Whether you're an all the gear all the time rider or someone who just wears a helmet or someone that doesn't wear a helmet at all. We're all part of the same community, though there are subdivides to the community. We're out there sharing the road, enjoying the freedom of two wheels in our own ways. So let's focus on what really matters. Smart riding and looking out for each other. Much love, loyalty, honor, and respect. Let people make their own decisions based on how they ride, their confidence in their skills, and any other number of factors that they may use as a thinking person in making that decision. Now, I'll dive more into the controversy in a future video, particularly the helmet versus no helmet debate, which is one of the hottest debates within the community, but not today. Today, my point is that riding tips about learning skill and shopping tips about what to buy and what to wear don't go on my same list. So we'll make it a separate video. So here's my challenge to you if you are looking to keep safe. Keep honing your skills as a defensive rider. Focus on staying alert, practicing emergency maneuvers, maintaining your awareness, and anticipating the unexpected. Gear may be important, but it's not a substitute for those skills. Ride your ride, make your own choices, and stop putting each other down. I have my opinions, same as anyone else, but I'll fight for your right to make your own decisions about your body and its safety. And I respect you and your rights. In this country, the United States, sport bike riders can choose to drive as fast as they can if they are comfortable with the risks and their skill level. Preferably not around others who might be in harm's way, of course. More power to them. Adventure riders like trail riding and achieving new endurance challenges. For Harley riders and the like, it's more about the freedom of the road and what do they call it now? Vibe. It's a vibe. Most of us have gone from one type of rider to another as we've grown and matured. I started on mini bikes at a very young age. Then I went into motocross. It eventually landed where I have today. And you better believe I was dressed in safety gear when I was younger. So that's going to be it for today. Enjoy wherever you fall within the motorcycle community. Now you know why safety gear is not and will not be in my series on defensive riding. So, thanks for watching. I encourage you to watch the videos that are in that series. I'll link the first one at the end of today's episode. And if you found this video to be helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to Graybeard Biker, and let me know in the comments what your take is on safety gear and anything else that I've said in here today. Let's discuss down in the comment section. And until next time, stay free. Keep it shiny side up.